Hey there, adventurers and truth seekers alike, and welcome to another episode of
Mysteries of the Earth.
Right now, I'm deep underneath the Nickelodeon studio in some kind of ancient ruins. Let's dig around and find out what secrets we can discover. Oh, what do you suppose that does? Oh no, ah! Don't worry, folks. It takes a lot more than that to kill me and... No, it couldn't be possible. But it is. Zoom in on that. It is. It's the Hey Arnold Jungle movie. It was thought to be forever lost, but here it is. We found it. Greetings to the world of the internet. I am the great Matthew Squeak, and welcome to Squirrel Talk Review. And can you believe it? They actually found the Hey Arnold Jungle movie. So a little backstory here. Hey Arnold is one of those shows that is, well, kind of hard to describe. It's a slice of life show, like, say, We Bare Bears or Clarence, in that it really isn't about anything than a kid living in the Bronx. Compared to other Nicktoons at the time, there was no zany talking animals, magic, superheroes. Monkey Man! He doesn't count, but what the show did have was a very normal batch of characters. And when I say normal, I don't mean normal in the sense of those standard teen school dramas. But, you know, actual normal kids, flaws and all. But all of them were interesting, and the adventures they go on were a little more than standard stuff you see, but with some real-world issues mixed in there too. And the most important part was the fact that not every episode ended with sunshine and rainbows, but with a more bittersweet taste. Heck, some of them don't even end that well. It was like the show was telling us that, yeah, you'll have bad days, and you'll have good days, and then you'll have really bad days. But life goes on. There'll be another day. And no matter how bad things get, it won't be the end of the world. Hey Arnold is one of those special shows that still to this day I enjoy very much. Thank you, 90s Nickelodeon channel. It ran for almost a decade, spouting one movie before the show finally came to a close.
No, there is another.
But rumors circulated that another Hey Arnold movie was in the works, ending the show with a bang and answering questions that had long plagued fans. Will we ever meet Arnold's parents? Yet, among other things, financial constraints and the creators moving on to other networks, the Hey Arnold Jungle movie, working title, was lost into the pit of creative purgatory, never to see the light of day. But tales of the Jungle movie spread through the internet like some sort of creepypasta, only hearing vague whispers and rumors, and occasionally appearing on YouTube countdowns of lost media or media we'll never see. But what is this? Could this really be possible? Are my own eyes deceiving me? But the long-lost Jungle movie has emerged from the void? And just by judging from the commercials, it looks pretty good. The creators have gone to great lengths to make the characters look and feel like the same batch of kids. So that's why I'm here today. I'm promoting the Hey Arnold Jungle movie by talking about their first cruddy movie. This is Hey Arnold the movie. You think I'm jumping to conclusions of how cruddy this movie is? Just watch the title screen and try to tell me we're in for anything other than Dollsville.
Here we go.
No, that is the series opening, which they could have just done that. The movie actually starts like this. Nothing screams care and effort like just slapping the title over some stock footage from the show. Come on, guys, the Nick logo was more interesting to watch than this. So Arnold's grand adventure starts in some typical streets where everyone is living their very normal lives, complete with some construction going on. Don't worry, everyone. No one cared about that family anyway. Why else was it left behind? Thus, we meet Arnold and his best friend Gerald. Yes, their heads are shaped weird. And you are listening to a squirrel. Life is strange. Get over it.
Why do you do that, Arnold? Why do you always have to look on the bright side?
That is actually part of his charm, but not nearly so forced. Now, if this was like the show, it's probably going to start slow and ease us into...
Check. He wants to buy up the whole neighborhood so he can knock it down and put up a fancy mall.
Or we'll just come out and tell you the cliched plot we decide to use as our template. Here's our standard villain, I don't even give a care.
Nice soup.
Do I even need to say what happens next?
This is our neighborhood. How can they tear it down?
No. We are not turning this into a musical.
No singing, Eugene.
Thank you, Arnold. Blah, blah, townspeople unhappy, blah, blah. They don't want to sell, blah, blah, rally behind main character, Arnold, to stand against the man. So following this cliched plot, we've introduced the cause. Now we need, no, of course, the love interest. But I use that term rather loosely in this instant.
Arnold, what an annoying little goody two-shoes.
Meet Helga Pataki, everybody. In the show, she'd take up as the role of the school bully, most of the time, but with a little crush on our football-headed hero.
And yet, I love him. I love him. I love his unerring sense of right and wrong. I love his unfailing...
Did I say crush? I meant full-blown head over heels.
Hook, line, and sinker over the moon. Loop-de-loop, wow, dude, I'm in love with the boy. Happy now.
Complete with sudden acts of poetry, shrines, and that had better not be what I think it is. And I know I said she's the bully most of the time, but believe it or not, she's actually one of the most interesting characters in the show. Episodes about Arnold and Gerald, screw that. The best episodes were about Helga. Don't believe me? She almost got her own spin-off show. That's how popular she was. Wait, if the Jungle movie made it out of purgatory, then make this happen. I would watch this. So, what makes Helga so special? To put it simply, her life kinda sucks. And the show doesn't feel the need to sugarcoat that, which is rather bold for a kid's show. Firstly, her mother is...
Oh, molasses, it's you.
that, and her father is...
What do you want, Olga?
It's Helga, Dad.
a bit neglectful. And let's not forget the older sister, perfect in every way, casting quite the shadow to live up to. Honestly, if I lived in her shoes, I'd be ticked off all the time too. And that is what makes Helga so entertaining. We like seeing her succeed. We like seeing that deep down she is a good person, despite her crummy life. And when she does get special moments with her family, we know it's all the more special as she doesn't get very many of those. So the father is all for the new mall as he's going to get a brand new store in the mix. But Helga tries to plead for Arnold's case.
Because we'll be rich. And that means you'll be rich.
Well, so much for that. Nothing changes a mind like money. Romantic obsession? Screw that. We're gonna get rich. I swear she's not this shallow, especially when it comes to Arnold. So, cliched story of not wanting to sell later, bad guy has the nerve to do this.
Willikers!
It's so wicked awesome.
You guys, it's not awesome. It's terrible. Read it. We've got 30 days left to save the neighborhood.
Wait a minute. They haven't sold yet. In fact, nobody in the neighborhood has sold yet. The mayor can okay this little plan of his all he wants, but until you all cave, he can't do squat. 30 days or no. Also, we already saw construction beginning. Was that just a warm-up?
But you gotta admit, he looks good in a suit.
Yeah, he's right. That is a good suit. So Arnold and crew begin a campaign to save the neighborhood that they haven't really lost yet, with flyers, protests, and street fairs. Okay, I see what you did now. You took two related cliches and got them a little mixed up. This would be stuff you do to save a park or a government-owned building from greedy land developers. And you're getting it mixed up with the pressure to sell your homes and businesses to a greedy land developer. Pick one cliche and stick to it. So Arnold's last plan to save the not-yet-lost neighborhood is a block party.
Block power, baby.
Block an Annie.
Block till you drop. Oh, it's a block thing.
Yes, you are black. We got that. Move on. And for some reason, this block party is deemed as a threat to the development. Protests and petitions, oh, that's nothing. But throwing a block party, oh, they mean business now that they're throwing a block party. And with it in full swing, the villains finally do some villainy stuff.
One of our guys intercepted their permit, thereby making the whole assemblage illegal.
Okay, so you have a few cops show up to check on it. It's not like, whoa! Jeez, I think that's a little overboard. You'd think people weren't allowed to peacefully assemble or something. Well, with their fair ruined, the whole neighborhood throws in the towel. Just like that. And the next few minutes is watching some of the reoccurring characters from the show mope around about how much they don't want to leave.
I always knew one day I'd pass the shop on to my own son. I guess now that's never gonna happen.
Then don't sell. Fast forward to Grandpa telling a tall tale. Another thing the show is known for, hearing local legends that may or may not be true. Example, the tomato incident.
In a snit over a new tomato tax. The Brits were adding a nickel on every tomato.
Remember the tomatoes! Okay, so the point of this tall tale story, whatever it is, if it's true, the neighborhood is a national landmark. Gee, what a shock. So Arnold is now on a quest to locate some official papers to prove it. We return to the Patakis.
It's in the contract, right?
Absolutely.
And there's no funny business in it, right?
Hey, Bob, what am I, a rat fink? It's all on the up and up, trust me. All you gotta do is sign.
Yes, trust the guy that had a guy intercept some official papers. I'm sure that'll turn out well for you. Let's go back to Arnold, who's tracked our Mr. Master of the documents here to help find our lost piece of history. And after wasting 3 minutes of time, the result is...
The location of your document is unknown.
Nothing! So let's go ask somebody else. We asked this coroner guy, who is, as cliched as you would expect him to be, complete with Christopher Lloyd turning up the creep factor.
66613 Riverside Highway. It's out on the peninsula.
But guess what? He doesn't have it either. Come on, we already know who has the document. It's the bad guy.
Future Tech Industries?
They've got the document?
No, duh.
You can't talk to Mr. Scheck.
But
He can't be seen without an appointment.
Then we'll make an appointment.
Mr. Scheck doesn't make appointments.
How does he get anything done? He just have all kinds of time to himself. Come to think of it, that's not a bad idea. New policy, we no longer take appointments. So in typical fashion, they sneak past the guard, but are almost instantly caught. But also in typical fashion, are not thrown out, but taken exactly where they wanted to go. And we find out that our villain, aside from looking good in a suit,
nice suit,
isn't a very impressive villain. He's rather dull, and repeats himself half the time.
Sir.
We can't have young boys wandering the halls of Future Tech Industries unescorted without security clearance, now can we? But I can't have young boys wandering the halls of my company unescorted. You understand?
So blah, 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 blah. He claims ignorant, the boys get thrown out. Okay. At their wits' end, cue creepy, mysterious phone call.
Oh?
The document you're looking for exists. They're hiding it from you.
What? Who is this?
Call me Deep Voice.
Who are you?
I can't give you that information, but I can tell you that Scheck is up to no good. The only thing that can stop him is the document you're looking for.
Yes, let's listen to the suspicious voice on the other end of the telephone. That's how all good stories start. But if they're gonna do this, they're gonna need some tech before they head off on their spy mission.
Well, this may sound kind of crazy, Arnold, but I've heard of this girl, Bridget, who lives across town. Kind of a, equipment specialist.
Wait, what? What was that?
Girl, Bridget.
That is the weirdest placement of a sound effect I've ever heard. Did someone bump into the sound effect board? What is that? So the next day, they head to the docks to meet this mysterious Bridget. Seriously?
What's this button?
I don't know if you should touch that.
Yeah, great security you've got here. I'm really impressed. What idiot would push this button? Does anybody remember where the exit is? I kind of lost track of it after we pushed the button. Hello? Hello?
Okay, which one of you touched my button?
What?
Okay, which one of you touched my button?
Okay, what the heck is all of this? No, There was never any super elite spy organization in the town, and it just seems to come right the heck out of nowhere. The movie up to this point may have been dull and cliched, but at least it was sticking to its own little reality. This is kinda stupid. Oh wait, it gets better. Bridget just invites them in and hands them all kinds of stuff without so much as a question. That must have been some button you pushed.
How much does all this cost?
Well, since it's for such a good cause, it's on the house.
Oh, you must have pushed that button hard. Is our villain a typical bad guy out to take over the world or something? No, I guess Bridget just hands out gear to anyone that pushes her buttons.
Okay, which one of you touched my button?
And after making a Men in Black reference, because that was cool in the 90s, I'm not going to bother. Oh yeah, Gerald really knows how to push that girl's buttons. What? They started it!
Okay, which one of you touched my button?
Their spy mission begins by following the typical hench guy and listening to him say the same thing we've been hearing 1,000 times already. And eventually they track him back to his home, and after making another pop culture gag, they make off with the key. And now... wait, I guess they have to take this.
You've got to get into Shek's office. His safe deposit boxes are in a room behind his desk.
Yes, thanks for telling us stuff we already know. Move the plot along, please.
I know we're not supposed to talk to you while the bus is in motion, but do you think you could drive a little faster?
I drive 25 miles an hour, no exceptions, no discussion.
And we're stuck on a bus. No, really, we're stuck on a bus.
You'd have a bee up your boxers, too, if you were in my moccasins. My girlfriend left me 2 weeks ago. Her name is Mona.
Dude, I don't care about anything you're saying. This is gonna take a while.
Said she wanted a whole man.
A whole man? What's that mean?
I lost the real one in the war.
You know what? I take it back. That's not cool. In no way is that cool. I hope her house falls down on top of her.
Made up my mind that from now on, I ain't gonna care about nothing. Or stick my neck out for nobody. I'm only looking out for number one.
Yes, and we all know you're gonna come through in the climax. We've seen it all before, blah, 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 blah. Now equipped with their spy gear, they break into the office rather easily and begin a tedious process of checking each one of these boxes with the key. Oh yeah, I guess I should mention that the show does cut over to a scheme from Gramps, Bob, and Granny, but ultimately none of it really amounts to anything. It's just more pop culture references, which one or two can be kind of entertaining. This is an excessive amount, and it looks like you didn't have any other ideas what to do with your movie. Back to the boys, who eventually open the right box, but surprise!
Empty? Where's the document?
Looking for something?
And guess what? He had it in his pocket the entire time. Then what was the point of any of this? What was the point of getting a key and the lockboxes in a secret room? What was the point of any of that if you keep the document in your pocket? Yes, I guess you could argue that he got a call from Hench Guy over here that the key was stolen. But that happened after Arnold and Gerald were in the secret rooms. That means he had it in the pocket all along. So again, what was the point of so much of this stuff? So our typical dull bad guy burns the document, gloats at his victory, but the boys make a daring escape. And now, once again, at wit's end, who should call?
Hello?
Arnold, what happened?
Man, where are you?
Do you have the number of every phone in the city? What's up with this?
Wait a minute. There were video cameras all over the place.
Video cameras?
Yeah, the video cameras record everything that goes on in Shek's building, all the time. Shek said so himself.
Then the document must be on videotape the moment that you burned it.
So now with a new plan and vote of confidence, Arnold, rather easily again, sneaks back into the surveillance room and runs a copy onto a cassette. This was the 90s, kids. But our villain doesn't seem so pleased with his actions. Okay, we know Arnold's got a new plan, but he doesn't know that. What's he so ticked off about? Okay, so now it's a race to the exit. You know this is getting annoying. What do you want? So finally it's time for the grand reveal. It's Helga. To finally learn who's... It's Helga. Hiding beneath that mysterious... It's Helga. Yeah, okay, fine. It's Helga.
Looks like it. But I don't get it. How come you couldn't just tell me what you knew? Why'd you have to make up all this crazy secret identity?
No reason.
But Helga.
Is this really important right now?
Helga, why'd you do it?
It's my civic duty.
Helga.
Because I love a good mystery?
Oh, come on. What's the real reason? Oh.
Isn't time about to expire?
Right, hair boy. I mean, criminy. What else are you supposed to do when someone you love is in trouble?
Love?
You heard me, pal. I love you. Love you.
And we broke Helga, everybody.
Finds you in a closet filling volumes of books with poems about you. I love you, Arnold. I've always loved you ever since.
Also, Arnold isn't taking things so well, judging by the very panicked expression on his face. So after much one-sided creeper flirting and an epic kiss, Arnold finally realizes, oh yeah, we're running out of time. Duh. So now it's a race to get back to the neighborhood in time, and our villain is pulling out all the stops to stop them. Helicopters, explosions, bulldozer blockade. You know, a bunch of incriminating stuff that the mayor and police are going to ignore. But never fear, that bus driver's finally come through for us. Like we all know he would. They come to a crashing conclusion, just as the mayor shows up to see the evidence. And turns out Bridget is back in the plot for some reason. Really, why are you here? What is your stake in all of this, aside from boys pushing your buttons?
That's enough for me. As your mayor, I reclaim this entire neighborhood as a National Historic Landmark.
The neighborhood is saved. The villain is exposed as a liar, which turns out to be a far worse crime than blowing up overpasses and such.
I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for that meddling football head, the kid with the weird stack of hair, and that brat with the one eyebrow!
So the day is saved, and as for our happy couple...
No!
Larry! You saved the neighborhood! You are my hero, and I am so sorry that I made fun of your leg.
Oh, heck no do you deserve this guy, lady. Go jump off a bridge. No, Helga and Arnold part ways, decide to act like their little kiss never happened. You know, so the show can continue like this snorefest of a movie never happened, and frankly, that's probably for the best. Hey Arnold, the movie is not necessarily a bad movie, it's just far too dull. Trust me, the show has a lot of heart and a lot of charm to it, but this movie just missed on all of it. The movie had maybe a full episode's worth of content, but it needed to somehow fill up a whole hour. Dull subplots that go nowhere, characters constantly repeating plot points. You can easily see how much of this was just meaningless filler. But what really drags this movie down into Boresville was just how cliched the entire plot was. You can predict almost everything that happens, down to the dialogue they use. And the stuff you can't predict comes right the freak out of nowhere. And when it isn't just copying from the big book of cliches, it's throwing a bucket load of now very dated pop culture gags. And while I still love Hey Arnold, this is one movie I don't hesitate to pass up. After all, the show went on pretending like this movie never happened, so why should we? So my final say is, go check out Hey Arnold. I can't recommend it enough. But you should take a pass on its movie. I am the great Matthew Squeak, and this is gonna be so awesome. Seriously, this shouldn't even be possible, yet here it is. No, I can't wait. I thank my loyal subjects for watching. Please like and subscribe to me. Also, please donate to the channel on Patreon over here. And to my fellow Hey Arnold fans, make sure you do not miss the Hey Arnold Jungle movie.